All right, what's up, guys? AWO here. What's up? It's Sunday. Welcome to episode 5 of AWO Detracts. Detracting episode. Where I detract YouTubers. Today, new, well, not really new, but today we're detracting John Campea. Yeah, John Campea. And everybody in the chat, you really see you ready to see Red? Hello, Red. Me and Red are going at it back and forth. Okay? We're fighting. Me and Red are fighting. We're fighting. We're fighting, me and Red. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, once again, we're detracting John Campea today. About IronHeart. Okay? So sit back and relax and enjoy the show, guys. I'm vibe blinded. And hopefully this is busy like yesterday. This is not Superman talk. Most of the time when I talk Superman, it's a lot more busier on here. Understandably why. We're a couple days away from the release, so I understand why it would be busier on here. But let's take a little break from Superman. I talked about Superman for the past 2 days. So, IronHeart, shut up. Okay, so I'm going to take a break from talking about Superman tonight, and talk about IronHeart. Okay? That's the plan. I'm going to detract Red for just being himself. Red Itty. Right? And I hope this chat does get bigger. I hope this chat does expand. Sideways, Anthony, TJ, whoever. Alright? All that you all know. This is a 23-minute video, John Campea, and by Bernash from the Campea show from a few days ago. So, yeah. It's about his thoughts on IronHeart. So there will be spoilers. Yeah, I spoiled it anyway, so there will be spoilers. So buckle up. If you don't want spoilers, don't watch my channel, and pretty much don't watch this video, okay? Because there will be spoilers. And yeah, once again, guys, you know my schedule for this week. No stream tomorrow on this channel. No stream tomorrow on this channel. Keyword this channel. Tuesday is a stream. Wednesday is a stream. Thursday is a video, Superman video. Non-spoiler review of Superman Thursday. But a stream will not be a stream Thursday about Superman. It'll be a different stream. Friday is going to be Let's Talk Pop episode 120. And Saturday next week will be the spoiler stream of Superman after I watch Saturday's main event. Saturday is a very, very busy day for me in Red. I got wrestling to watch, so pretty much the whole day. AEW and WWE, pretty much the whole day. Once WWE ends at 10 o'clock Eastern, that's when I'll do the spoiler stream. It's a very, very busy day next Saturday. And then we'll do a detracting video next Sunday. I will not stream tomorrow. Not on this channel. Not on this channel. I'm not streaming on this channel tomorrow. Okay. And Finbar will be back tomorrow. Finbar will be back too. So I'll have Finbar back. Finbar's back. Oh yeah, I also gotta do on the prediction show, my other channel. Longest prediction show. But yeah, okay, let's bring this up. So this is IronHeart. I hope Blinded joined. Blinded, I know you saw this. I hope you joined this stream. Sent you an invite. Yes, you will stream. Are you my boss? Look at Campea. That's my thumbnail. You see my thumbnail? All of a sudden, you're my boss? So like I said, there's only 23 minutes in this. So, and there will be a, all right, so let's get on with this. I'll take this banner out of the way. Okay. Let's move to the side. Okay. That's better. I think that's better, and we'll watch. Okay.
I didn't think it was particularly good, but to my surprise, I did. With that all down, let's move on to this, shall we?
He didn't like the show very much.
Well, last night, it feels like just last week that IronHeart started. Oh, wait, it did just start last week. That's right. IronHeart started last week, and I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was particularly good, but to my surprise, I did not hate it.
I did not hate it. I
didn't either.
And I was expecting to tap out after the first 3 episodes. Quite frankly, I was. But by the end of it, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of curious to see the final 3 episodes now, because I kept hearing that the last episode was really good. So last night, I sit down to watch the final 3 episodes of IronHeart. And I'll say this. It was definitively worse than the first 3 episodes, with an amazing ending.
Yeah.
Blinded.
And just so you guys know, we are going to go into spoilery detail. Okay,
it wasn't worse. It wasn't worse than the first 3 episodes.
You know, we can bring up the warning.
Trash Campea. Okay. I need your help with the Trash Campea. I need your help with this, okay, Blinded? If you're here, I need your help with this. You help me with this. Or has anybody else has seen this show?
There, we are going to go into spoilery detail on the episode. Mephisto isn't a spoiler. Sacha Baron Cohen is literally listed on the front IMDb. Mephisto, so that's not a spoiler. But
yeah, people are upset. Why did you guys spoil that? Oh, because he's been cast as Mephisto for 3 years. Why? Glad to get in here. are upset. Mephisto, why did you spoil Mephisto? Why did you spoil Mephisto? People are upset. Why is Mephisto? Shut up, Red. Why is he in here? Oh my god, look at this. Look what I stopped upon. This should have been my thumbnail. This should have been my thumbnail. Right here. That should have been my thumbnail. Clearly. That should have been my thumbnail.
But I mean, we are going to go into spoiler detail on this, just so you're aware, in case you guys care. Look, let me talk about the things that really drove me crazy about the episodes, and then let me end on the shockingly great ending. All right. I have always said this. I understand if we're talking about a Lord of the Rings, or we're talking about a DC universe, or a Harry Potter universe, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The normal rules of logic don't apply. I get that, and I'm okay with that. All I ever ask is that you follow whatever rules of logic you've set up in your cinematic universe. If you're a Star Wars movie, follow the rules of logic of the Star Wars universe as you have laid out.
It's essential.
Yeah, to do that, right?
Okay.
So a number of things really just drove me crazy. Number one, the dialogue was all forced and bad.
Nah. No, the dialogue was fine.
I wanted to really like the witch mom and her daughter. I think those could be very good characters. But it was tough because the dialogue the writers kept giving them was so lame that it made it tough. But I think especially the daughter witch, I think that could be a really cool character. But they just kind of gave her terrible dialogue, so that was frustrating. But the thing that I just wanted to pull my hair out, and I wanted to throw things at my TV, was Riri, without a team of MIT professors helping her, with her mom, her boy crush, her imaginary friend, and a 12-year-old neighborhood kid, made a far more advanced iron suit out of a car in like 24, 48 hours. A lot of people have said to me, oh, John, I mean, that could have been a week or two. Okay, you can say that, but in the show, she starts building it when Parker says, we got a big hit tomorrow, guys. You're going to need your rest. And he has the falling out with the crew. And then tomorrow comes and he hits the house. And on that day, she wraps up construction.
No, that's not what happened. Okay. First of all, she wasn't with the crew when Parker hit the house. Okay. And it was a couple of days of her building up that new armored MK, whatever you want to call it, armored suit. It was. She did not finish that on the day of Parker hitting the house. Okay.
So you can say it could have been a week, but in the way the show was made, it said it was like within 24, 48 hours. But whatever, let's even be generous. Let's be generous. Let's say it was 3 days. Let's say it was 72 hours. All right. Riri Williams, this kid, an exceptional kid, with her mom, imaginary friend, a boy crush, and saying, I have nothing to make an iron suit out of. Wait, we have a car. And made a far more advanced iron suit than the suit she spent a year making at MIT with their labs and their technology and all that kind of stuff. And just in a couple, oh yeah, we made this iron suit.
It was a very advanced car.
It was a very advanced car. And I'm like wanting to gouge my eyes out. And like go, what, like Tony Stark couldn't have done this. Tony Stark with Reed Richards, with Hank Pym, could not have done this.
With his incredible equipment that he...
If Reed Williams could have done it, I think Tony Stark could have done it. I think Reed Richards could have done it. I think Hank Pym could have done it. I think Bruce Banner could have done it. Man, are you fucking nuts? You're saying just okay? I think they could have done that then. If we could do an MCU, yeah, I think they could have done that. Okay? Okay? They could have done that. Okay? Oh, right. Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. Sorry for the cry.
Even if he had all the equipment in the world and everything, he would not have been able to do this. And I'm watching this like, oh my God, are they really doing this? Like, you know what I thought they were going to do? You know what I thought they were going to do? When the mom takes Riri back to the garage, because remember, Riri said in an earlier episode, my dad was obsessed with Tony Stark. Remember that?
Yeah.
And her dad was clearly a bit of an inventor himself. What I thought they were going to do was mom was going to take her back and she was going to hit some secret button and some rudimentary, granted, iron suit raises out of the ground. It's like, your dad didn't want you to know, your stepdad didn't want you to know he was working on this, but because he's such a Tony Stark fanboy. And I thought, at least then, you would have had the groundwork for her to build around. But instead, oh, don't worry, like, nothing to make an iron suit out of. We've got a car. No worries. We have a car. So that I could go on about that for an hour. It infuriated me.
Oh my God. It didn't infuriate anybody else, man. You have issues.
Then they do basically the same thing. Ezekiel Stane goes to Parker's thing. It's like, oh yeah, all those theoretical ideas you've had about human cybernetic stuff. Oh yeah, just lay on this table. We'll have you all cyborged up in about 5 minutes.
Nice.
What the fuck? I mean, what the actual fuck?
John, buddy, John. This is TV logic. This is what happens to TV shows. Okay? They don't prolong stuff like this in a 6-episode art series. They're not gonna prolong something like that, man. They're not gonna. Okay, things are gonna get done relatively quick in a like you said, they have their own sets of universes, right? Their universe has their own set of rules. But in TV shows and movies, what things that seem like it'd be normal, that take days, weeks, months to accomplish, they have a certain amount of episodes. They have to push. They have to move quickly with things that should be. They have to move quickly with stuff that in real life. I mean, what the cybernetic stuff, but in real life, the time in real life would be would be much longer. But in TV shows and movies, you don't have that. You got 2 hours for movies, 2 or 3 hours, hour and a half to 3 movies, right? So mostly hour. I would say hour and a half to 3 hours is the most. Is the average movie usually is, right? An hour and a half to 3, maybe like an average movie is, I don't know what the average is, but like most movies end at most movies were in the 1.5 hour to 3 hour mark, right? And so the 2 hour mark is in between. The 2 hour and 2:15-minute mark is in between. They have to push things that it would seem in normal time is impossible. Okay. Also, you gotta remember there was magic involved there, right? There was magic involved. There was also magic. Okay. Remember, her suit is magic. You know, magic. You know, something we don't have in real life, right? Actual magic. You know. Like actual magic. So you gotta look at it this way. You gotta suspend your disbelief here, man. Like not everything is gonna be. You just have to open up your mind here and be like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, you know this stuff, man. That too is also magic. You don't think magic? You don't think magic could help speed up maybe the creation process of the suit or whatever? I don't know. It's possible. Right? It's possible, right, guys? It's possible. I mean, the only one is watching is Red. So all the other people stink. Red's the greatest here, guys. He's the greatest. He's the coolest guy. He's watching. Be more like Red. I gotta see something. There we go. There we go. Something else? Sorry. That's a good one. All right. All right. Back.
Like that exists in the MCU. And why is there not an army of cyborgs running around? If it's just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I can just the person who just wanted to open a Michelin star restaurant is like, oh no, I got this. I got.
Why
There, instant, super advanced cyborg.
Why are you crafting such? Why are you crafting things that would be logical in a non-logical universe? This is a universe with aliens and magic, and why would you talk like you gotta stop with this illogical trying to think logically in the movies or TV shows. I say all that stuff. This would not happen in real. I mean, when I watch movies and TV shows, I'll be this would not happen in real life. That's not how things are in real life. But you gotta understand, TV shows and movies they don't have an unlimited amount of time, man. To build and build, right? They have to rush things. Movies only have a certain amount of time. TV shows have a certain amount of episodes per season. Like, they really don't, it doesn't go on, it doesn't match up with how real time would match up would be, okay? It doesn't go with each other. Yeah, building in real life, building a suit, there's an armor suit out of a car in real life probably would take longer than a few days to a week. But this is Marvel, and this is very unrealistic. And Marvel is a universe that's very unrealistic. There's no right. I mean, this is a world with dimensions, demons, vampires, potentially witches, aliens. Come on, logic. That's logical to think like that.
Just like that. By a bunch of 2-bit, like, heist crew people.
People. I agree.
What the actual hell are we doing here? And then they keep trying to make me feel empathy for this heist crew, right? Take Parker and his cousin out of it. I thought Parker and his cousin were both really good characters. I really did like those characters.
No.
But the rest of the heist crew, I wanted to like them. I did. But they were so insufferable. And then, like, they're trying to make me feel something for them going, they realize Parker's kind of dirty. No, we don't want any.
You said you didn't hate this show. Yeah, it sounds like you hated this show.
Part of that, we're out of here. You were just gonna murder Riri. Let's kill her. Right? They literally, you got the two girls, the two Fight Club girls.
Fuck, Campea. You fucking moron. They left Parker. They started crashing Parker after the scene where they try to kill Riri. After the scene where they try to kill Riri in the restaurant. So okay. So that Parker's team, the twins, the girl, and Slug, they went to kill Riri, right? They went to kill Riri in the restaurant, ambush her in the restaurant, try to kill her, right? Riri, as she was fighting one of them, mentions yells out, uh, if you leave, they're gonna kill. If you leave, whatever, they're gonna kill. They're gonna kill you like to kill Rampage, right? They kill. She mentions that it was Parker that killed Rampage, right? Parker that killed Rampage. Okay. So after that, when Parker and his gang were back at their lair, their base of operations, the girl that was fighting with Riri at the time, that Riri said that Parker killed Rampage. She's like, "Did you kill Rampage? Did you kill Rampage? You did, didn't you? You killed Rampage." And that's when they all started to believe that Parker did kill Rampage. And that's when they turned their back on Parker, and something's off about Parker. And that's when Parker basically fired them and they left. So they basically started questioning Parker, more into questioning Parker after the scene where they tried to kill Riri, because Riri is the one that told them that Parker is responsible for Rampage's death. And if you don't know who Rampage is, he's in the first episode. That's the Eric Andre character, who was the previous tech guy that Riri replaced in the gang. Okay. That was okay. So let's let you know there. Just to let you all know, in case you have questions. Okay. What? Okay. Why did I mute that? Okay, let's continue.
So they're going, come on, waste of time. Let's just kill her. Yeah, granted, they were told that she's the one who killed John. Okay. But that just suddenly makes you, oh, no sweat. I'm going to murder this. I'm going to kill this person. I'm going to commit murder.
Yeah, because they saw Parker. Well, he's right. I mean, like, yeah, she didn't kill John, right? He left her in there to die, kind of, basically. And she felt bad about it. But the thing is, they started to see Parker. They also started to see Parker fell deep more into madness with obsession, and it's beginning to like really affect his personality. Like Parker used to be a guy where he's just a thief, a small town crook. Just wanted to be a thief, right? And the deal with Mephisto, we don't know what Mephisto wants in return, but you see him losing his humanity. He's losing his humanity. Okay. The more and more he gets obsessed with what he's doing in the show, and the part where John exceeds that obsession with greed and power, and respect, right? Where he's starting to do things like Rampage and other things that seem excessive, even for him. Okay, he might be getting what he wants with the deal with Mephisto. Well, Mephisto is also getting what possibly he wants, and that's seeing this guy fall into madness, and that's it. You make a deal with Mephisto. There's a price, right? There's a price to be paid. You get what you want, but guess what? The Mephisto, the demon, always has a trick up his sleeve with the deals he makes. He's not making a deal for the goodwill of his heart. No, Mephisto is not like, I'll just give you this, give you what you want because I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. No, Mephisto doesn't do that. There's an ulterior motive why he makes deal with humans. What does he want? What does he want in return? He wants something, right? Obviously, we want something, right? He's not making a deal with people without the goodwill of his heart, man. That's not Mephisto at all. That's not how Mephisto operates, right? He's either getting joy of something fall into madness, or he's getting something in return. That hasn't been explained in the show, but we'll see. Okay. Now I do think the Hood will come back in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know what capacity, but I do think the Hood will come back. Okay. Okay. I do think the Hood will come back in the MCU at some point. I don't know when. He's not dead or anything. I don't think he's even been arrested yet. I mean, where we just leaves him there when once he defeats him. He just leaves him there, down and out. And he got somehow she got rid of demonic powers from Mephisto. I guess it's the magic that she was imbued with from Zelma and her mother. Is it imbued or bound with?
We're literally
Well,
in
I didn't really care for these characters either. Honestly, I didn't care for these. I didn't.
there to kill this girl, and I'm supposed to feel any kind of moral empathy for them.
Yes, you are, John.
I'm just like, what? Like, again,
I didn't care for him either.
and what are you
But
talking
he's
about?
wrong with
The
some
twist
things
about
here.
the guy he ultimately was trying to rip off being his own father. That was, you know what? That was the best plot writing, I think, of the whole series. I think that was actually legitimately a pretty cool thing when you realize from the flashback to this, it was his own dad he was trying to rip off.
I thought with that scene where it was his father, he was getting back at his father. Okay, I thought the scene because that was episode 5. Okay, episode 5. Excuse me. With the father part. So that was episode 5 of the show. In the beginning, they show a flashback of the Hood and his cousin, Parker and his cousin, run to rob his father, and the alarm goes off. He escapes the security, and that's when it's the Mephisto. Okay, but you know what? I thought when he goes in that mansion he was in with at the beginning of episode 5 in the past, which takes place in the past. I I thought in that mansion he was gonna find a book, yeah, a book. But it's no ordinary book. No ordinary book. Some form of demonic book. Right? It's tempting him to take and steal it. Right? So he does, and I thought he would, right? That's what I thought was gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And that's how he would get his powers to be able to manipulate the bullets and turn invisible and stuff. But that's not the case. Mephisto just randomly ran into him. There was no book. He didn't summon Mephisto or anything like that. But the twist at the end, it was his father. I knew it was his father just a minute when we saw the guy, and they kind of knew each other. Like when at the end of the episode when Parker was in the office, and the guy, and he was talking to the guy. The way he was talking to the guy, the way he was talking to the guy who was in the office, I definitely knew that was his father. It's just the way they were talking to each other. And it was revealed that was his father. I just knew from the minute I saw that, I'm like, yeah, that's his father. That's his dad. And his dad is scum, man. I mean, like, he threw him out when he was 12, Parker when he was 12, and Parker would live on the streets on his own. And yeah, you get the idea.
And the guy he was ultimately trying to get revenge on. Kudos to that. I thought that was good. Give credit where it's due. I thought that was good. So between all these ridiculous MCU logic leaps, completely unlikable characters.
The problem with the MCU logic leaps, he's making his claim. I don't think MCU has any logic, honestly. I don't know what logic he's thinking of. I don't see any logic. I've never seen any logic in the MCU. I never seen it. Nothing is really straightforward in terms of what's logic in the MCU. It's a world of different things in the MCU. And okay, things are not. They're gonna be things that are not gonna make sense. Okay.
Bad dialogue. I mean, ultimately, I just got to say this show. Look, I still think this show is better than Echo. I still think this show is better than Secret Invasion. I'll put it roughly on the same level as Hawkeye. Which you guys know I didn't like Hawkeye. Had some things I liked about it, but like overall I didn't like.
I know you did. Okay. Okay. I like Hawkeye. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Who's here? Who's here in the chat? All right.
Hawkeye. I'll put it around the same level as, say, Moon Knight and Hawkeye.
Moon Knight.
Which is to say, ultimately, I was pretty disappointed with the show. Especially when you had such a great premise like a Riri Williams. But I will say this. The ending
now we're getting
was
to the ending.
awesome to me.
So,
and I'm not even talking about.
We're going to get his take us on the ending, okay? Okay. Not on the ending, all right? So his take on the ending. And the ending was great.
Sacha Baron Cohen is Mephisto, which, by the way, Sacha...
Shut up, Red.
To me, was a fantastic Mephisto.
Wait, Red, he's not Mephisto, right? He's not Mephisto, right? John Campea's walk. He's not Mephisto. Sacha Baron Cohen is not Mephisto. Right, Red?
He was.
Is going back and forth between the accents.
Yeah, he's doing different accents.
It's like the Forbes 100 list, worked with 100 of them. 14 kings, 2 popes, and one of the Beatles. It was Ringo.
I like that. I like how, well, famous people he's done and well-known people he's done deals with to get a popularity boost, to get fame. Like a pope, couple popes, Nobel Peace Prize winners, Beatles, Ringo Starr. And who else? Who other famous people? And other famous people, well-known people. Sold their Mephisto, made deals with the devil. Or Mephisto to get fame and fortune or whatever.
By the way, that might have been the line.
And power, definitely. Fame, fortune, power.
The whole show.
Sturgis, I know Sturgis for a fact. If he met Mephisto, he'd probably try to, probably wish for Eric July to adopt him as his father. That's probably be his wish. Where's TJ, by the way? You know what? I gotta get TJ in here. All right. I gotta get TJ in here, man. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's continue.
It's
It was Ringo. He has this evil suaveness about him.
Yeah, he does.
And what's
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Like the devil on your shoulder, right? I mean, there's no angel, but yeah, look at the hood, man. Look at the hood. He was seducing the hood into taking his deal. Or Parker. Okay. Look at that. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's a very good pick, guys. Yeah, I'll get you on tomorrow, Red, for wrestling. We gotta talk wrestling. We gotta talk. I'm excited for wrestling for the death match. Moxley and Hangman Page. I'm excited for that Texas death match. Yeah, Campea looks more sickly each time I see him on your stream. Yeah. Like Degrassi, I got a busy Saturday next week, man. There's a lot of wrestling Saturday, and then I'm talking Superman that night. Tons of wrestling. Oh man. All right, so yeah, look at that. I like Sasha America looks good. I mean, as a human Mephisto, human form of Mephisto. Now, I hope in the MCU, I hope shrinking, Campea shrinking, Bob is expanding. I hope in the MCU, Mephisto has like different looks. I'm not talking about attire. I'm talking about hairstyle and facial hair. Maybe like longer hair at times or shorter hair, you know, just to play around, That's all. John Club doesn't drink beer. If I know what he drinks, he used to do a show on his channel. I don't think he does it anymore, with his significant other girlfriend called Whining with Bob, where they watch a movie with his girlfriend. They watch a movie, and then after they go on stream and they drink wine while talking about the movie live on air. He used to do that, like at the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know how long he did it for with his the Bobby Way. You know, he might have, because I haven't seen Ray on the channel on the streams as of late. I think ever since Bob came back, Ray's been sidelined. Yeah, sidelined and doing the graphic and other things for the channel. Oh, he drinks beer. I drink beer too, Degrassi. I mean, like, I love beer. I'm Canadian, man. I'm Canadian. I'm supposed to love beer. It's like,
to return, nothing you will miss. Nothing you'll miss. I thought he was.
Oh, by the way, I have 8. Liz is a peach. I don't know how she puts with the shit. Yeah, that's her name, Liz. Elizabeth Liz, right? Shout out. Thank you, TJ. So also, I have a video on Mephisto and Ghost Rider posted about 4 hours ago. Go check it out. It talks about what I think the possible futures of Mephisto and the MCU going forward, and how Ghost Rider might be introduced to the MCU. Now, this is not a rumor or speculation, or even a hot take, about Mephisto. And Blinded probably disagrees with me. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a long shot, but what if Mephisto is in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Just saying. If you read the comic, what if Mephisto is in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Just saying. Because if Ned and MJ, Michelle Jones, are coming back, and Spider-Man doesn't know who they are, Peter Parker doesn't know, or they don't know who he is, Mephisto maybe has enough power to undo Doctor Strange's spell. Just saying. And Mephisto could toy around with, if the Hawk is in it, could toy around using magic on the Hawk. And that's why you need Punisher and Spider-Man to take down the Hawk. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, like, I think Marvel is setting up Mephisto to be one of the big bads once they're done with Doom. Done with Doom. That's why I think they're setting up Mephisto. And I don't have an issue with one of the big bads, right? Thanos is a big bad. Dr. Doom is a big bad. One of the big bads. I think you have multiple big bads. I don't think you need that one big bad. I think it's okay to have multiple big bads. In my opinion. And I think DC is planning to do that. By the way, not related to this, but Sandman, an incredible show. Sandman is an incredible show. It's too bad it's only get season 2. It's 2 seasons, but it's such an incredible show, Sandman. Sandman, unfortunately, is out, but hasn't been promoted. Sandman hasn't been promoted at all. There's no marketing and promotion for that because Neil Gaiman worked on it, and they're not promoting it because of the accusations of Neil Gaiman. But to me, I watch it anyway because I don't watch it for Neil Gaiman. I watch it because I like the first season, and the second season is amazing. But I know why they're not doing a third season. I don't think it's not budget issues. That's what I'm saying. Not money issues. That might have been an excuse for season 1 not getting a season 2, but season 3 is not. I don't think so. I don't think it was intended to be a 2-season show because it's too good of a show to be 2 seasons. It's because of the Neil Gaiman accusations.
Great as Mephisto. Really never kind of understood what his whole game. That's fine. We weren't supposed to know yet. That's fine.
Sandman is one of the better DC shows. Technically, it's on Warner. It's like, you know, from Warner Brothers, even though it's on Netflix.
But that's not the thing I'm talking about. Why the ending was great. I've been very critical about the writing in this show.
Yes, yeah.
And then they do something, Rob, at the end that blew me away. And that was this. As he's sitting there, as Mephisto is sitting there making his offer to Riri, I was, without any doubt in my head, expecting the stereotypical, nah, I'm good, from Riri. Like she's going to give some awesome one-liner to him.
If she did say that, I'd be like, fuck, man, no. If she just say, no, I'm not good, like with the arrogant tone, the cocky tone, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with her. I agree with Campea. Be like, fuck, man. No. Yeah, I agree with them. That probably would piss off the devil.
Just kind of like throw the napkin in his face, like, I don't need you, and up and walk out.
Yeah, if he throws a napkin in his face, I don't think he want to throw a napkin in Mephisto's face, man. I mean, I don't think you want to do that.
But they did something that I'm honestly going to say is one of the ballsiest things I've ever seen Marvel do. She took the deal. After what she saw it doing to Parker,
Yeah, she took
after
the deal.
understanding and knowing exactly what Mephisto is, she took the deal. I never in a million years would have guessed that. But here's the real brilliance of it. The brilliance of her accepting the deal.
That would happen if CW built IronHeart. Sometimes these Marvel shows have felt like a CW kind of show, right? But just more A-list actors in higher budget and better CGI VFX at times.
Was that it wasn't out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The entire show, always from episode 1 to the end, laid the foundation of there has been no greater trauma to this girl than the loss of her best friend. Yes, her stepdad as well.
Yeah,
But the loss of her
because this is a great point. This is contradictory to like what you think most heroes would do, right? If Batman was put in this situation, if Batman, LCW, yeah, we could agree there, man. If this is Batman, if the devil went up to Batman, said did Alfred Batman this, Batman would have said no. Trade for bigger targets. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The thing is, if the devil went up to Batman and said, "I could bring your parents back from the dead," that would make you happy. I know Batman will say no. Bruce Wayne would say no because he knows it's selfish, and Gotham will still be in trouble. And if there's no Batman, who's going to clean up Gotham? Who's going to be take down the crime in Gotham? He knows. See, I know Batman's the type of hero that will turn down that kind of deal. Superman would probably turn down that deal. If hypothetically, if Mephisto offered I could bring back Krypton, and Superman would be like, "What's in return?" I think Superman would turn down that deal. Most heroes would definitely turn down that deal, even though it'll fill a patch in their heart, a broken heart in some way. They'll turn down those kind of deals because they know being a hero is about making sacrifices, right? What is Batman sacrificing? What is Bruce Wayne sacrificing by protecting Gotham? You know what he's sacrificing? His happiness. That's it. His happiness. I don't know, Degrassi. I'm like, that's a good question, Degrassi. Good question. Blade, maybe Blade. I don't know. Blade, if it ever happens, don't ask. Well, according to Marshall Ali, I mean Degrassi. Well, there's a report on Blade. So here's the thing from Blade. Marshall Ali, when asked alongside Jurassic World Rebirth co-stars about how many Marvel movies they starred in, he replied with, "Leave me out. That's Scar's question." So the person who asked him that question did not know that Blade was not in any Marvel movies, just his voice. But most heroes would, like, right? Batman's sacrifice was his happiness. To live a normal life. Okay? That's the thing about being a hero, right? It's about sacrifice. Here with Riri, she's kind of. You don't think so? Well, that'd be a disappointment, man, Degrassi. That'd be a huge disappointment. Here, really, she's kind of being a little selfish here, because she really misses her friend, and and not realizing that this is fucking Mephisto, and I think the difference is she's very smart. Riri, yeah, maybe Avengers Doomsday, Mephisto. She's very, very smart, but she doesn't have. I don't think she picks up things like Tony Stark would, because she's still kind of young, right? She's still kind of young. She doesn't pick up things like with Tony or like a Bruce Wayne would, or like a Superman. Like Bruce Wayne, the thing about Batman is, even as teenage or young adult years, Bruce Wayne would pick up stuff very, very quickly and be like, "Yeah, this is not a good idea." I think that's the difference between. I think Tony would be the same thing as Bruce. That's the difference between her and her and some other characters, right? I don't think Captain America. I think Captain America would pick up on that. Thor would pick up on that. Maybe it's due to being here young, but in the end, some younger younger character, some younger heroes that were younger, always pick up stuff. I could say I don't know. I want to say she's I think she's. What do you say? She's. I would say she's book smart, technological genius, right? She's very hands-on, engineer-like. She's great at technology. She's probably very, very. She's a genius. She's smart. She's probably book smart. The thing about Batman and Tony, they're both fucking. They're both. Batman is both book smart and street smart. And like for example, young Batman, if you went into that gang, for example, if he was in that gang, he'd pick up right away as this gang is suspect, and he would take him down from the beginning. Find a way to take him down from the beginning. Right away. Okay, right away. And yeah, like guys like characters like Bruce Wayne would not take this deal. Superman, I don't even think Iron Man would. Man. Yeah, he did shoot this 3 years ago. That's true. And there hasn't really been. I mean, it's been 5 days, Degrassi, and Sacha Baron Cohen. I haven't seen anything from Sacha Baron Cohen about Mephisto. Like actually coming out with something about Mephisto, whether somebody interviewed him or not. But like you would think after the reveal of Mephisto, things will come out, right? Because sometimes it happens, right? In these movies, Marvel or DC, when reveals happen, all of a sudden you the trades will all of a sudden report out interviews or statements, right? And we haven't seen that with Sacha Baron Cohen. It's been 5 days, almost a week to Tuesday. He did shoot this 3 years ago. Remember, everybody thought it was going to be an Agatha. I mean, technically, he was kind of an Agatha, but that was just a name drop. Maybe Vision's Crest? I don't know. Vision's Crest?
Friend has haunted her the entire time, to the point that even when she created this abomination, which I'm glad
the thing is, easy recast. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, yeah. The thing is, with her getting her friend back, to truly progress the character, because they went the opposite direction, which is, I think it's bold to do, like Campea said. But to truly progress the character, she has to finally accept her friend's death and move on, right? And move on. Spidey 4, maybe. I said Spidey 4, maybe. Hold up, man. I said Spidey 4. Possibly. That's in my video. My video mentions that. Brand new day.
Her love interest guy reacted to it like, this is wrong that you've made this thing. Like there's something kind of perverted about it.
Yeah.
But she needed that. And throughout the whole thing, constantly flashbacks to her and her best friend talking. So by the time they get to that end and she makes this complete twist of a decision, I'm sitting there, my mind goes back.
Because you know how she accepted it? It's because it's easy. She accepted it. We know she accepted it. He should have been poor at Mephisto. Oh my God. What about the dictator? He should have been the dictator. Or dictator. You know what? You know how we all know she accepted. You know how I mentioned this a blinded on the spoiler review, right? If the writers were going to decide that she's not going to accept this deal, they would have showed her not accepting the deal. She would have said, no, thank you for the offer. Yeah, boring analogy. They would have showed her not accepting the deal. Okay? They would have showed that on screen, because you don't need to because if they did it off screen, it would look bad in the future for this character, Riri Williams. It would look bad. But since he didn't do that, that's how I knew she accepted the deal. That's how we knew that she was going to accept the deal. Okay? Okay. If they were going to make her sure she didn't accept the deal, they would have had her say, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's what I would have done.
Instantly through the whole show, I'm like, they've led up to this. This was, as all the kiddies like to say, earned. This not only hit me completely out of left field, but it did so in such a way that it was completely consistent with everything we've known about this character throughout the whole show. And I had Anne beside me on the couch, and I literally like...
In a sense that she didn't really move on. Right? So her arc is still going to continue for Riri Williams. Well, I don't know what she's next in, whether it's in Avengers movies, but her story is going to still move on. And whatever she's next in, because she made this deal, and dude, she makes this deal, man. Mephisto's getting stuff in return. Mephisto doesn't make deals for the sake of being nice. Okay, so her arc is going to continue on in the MCU. Don't know where next movie, maybe one of the Avenger movies, but is that going to be is her arc going to play in the Avenger movies? Will it be a major factor in the Avenger movies? Okay. Don't know. Okay. Like I with Degrassi, I agreed with Degrassi when we and a lot of people agreed with me too in Degrassi, not just you, that introducing Mephisto and IronHeart seems so doesn't seem like it logically it doesn't seem like it's the right program, the right show to fit to debut him in, right? Like what? I mean, I understand the magic connection to Hood, but can they fit him in a better show? I saw True Detective for the first time. You never watched True Detective? Oh my god. You're insane, Blinded. I'm watching all the Superman movies now. Does that include BVS? But I'm interested to see what arc is. I mean, I want to know. Mephisto originally a Silver Surfer villain. I want to see the story with. I mean, I'm not, like Ironheart. I didn't think I'd get interested. It's just that I want to see what Mephisto's manipulated Riri in. Like, what's the catch? Like, what is Mephisto's getting out of this? What is Mephisto getting out of this deal he made Riri? That because he's not going to say. She didn't ask, "What do you want? What did you want? What do you want in return?" Okay. She didn't ask that. Okay. I think Mephisto. Yeah. Oh, you're 14. Yeah, you were. You were young. Mephisto obviously is a collector of souls, right? But I think he'll enjoy seeing people he makes deals with. Drive into madness as time goes on, right? Right? Like the devil's work here, man. It's always at play. Okay. Don't know where Mephisto. I made a video on it. Don't know where Mephisto. I suggested if you're gonna eventually do a new Midnight Suns movie, I suggested Ghost Rider be introduced in Midnight Suns, Mephisto be in Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider have his own prequel movie after Midnight Suns, because sometimes Marvel likes to do that. Marvel likes to sometimes introduce a character and then they'll get a prequel movie. And in that video, I did accidentally call Johnny Blaze Johnny Cage. Sorry. Let's see what else.
Flopped back in the couch when it happened. I'm like, and I said, this is the ballsiest thing I've ever seen Marvel do. And you know what? It was also consistent with the fact that while some people have been critical of this, I've kind of liked that Riri is not a moral North Star.
No.
She is a complicated character with
Yeah, complicated character.
faults. She wants to be a good person. She tries to be a good person. She has good aspirations and good dreams and good goals. But they've shown her throughout to be a morally flawed person.
Yeah.
Throughout it, whether it's being willing to join a crime gang or whether, even though she didn't like doing it, like she literally blackmailed Ezekiel Stain to doing what she wants done. Like all this kind of stuff. Like they've always shown her throughout the show as a morally flawed person, which then again stayed consistent with at the end. To get what I really want, I'm willing to make a deal with the literal devil. And then as she hugs her friend at the end, like you see then the marks start to grow on her. Again, I don't...
Yeah, she's becoming demonic, right? She's becoming demonic. I think... I don't know. Oh, and Midnight Suns, I did suggest Mephisto, but not as the main villain. Not as the main villain. Actually, I suggested Blackheart. Blackheart. The son of Mephisto. The child.
I don't know where they're going to go with it.
And when I want Blackheart, I want Heart in his demonic form too. You know the demonic form of Blackheart. I want to see that. Similar to the comic book version of Blackheart. Not a freaking Blackheart from the movie. Not that version. Oh my god.
But as somebody who did not like this show, at the end of the day, the ending didn't save the show for me. It's not a good show. But give credit where it's due. They swung hard at the end, and they still lost 10-1, but they hit that one out of the park at the end to get the one.
Yeah, I could tell Blinded, he did not like the show at all. Okay? He didn't like it. Now...
hit that out of the park, and I loved it. And Rob, it left me in this weird place. Here's the weird place it leaves me. Do you know last week marked the 3-year anniversary of when they filmed this show?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
3 years last week. 3 years. Which means this...
He called it a film, guys. He called it a film. There was a Ghost Rider game? Oh, yeah, there was. He called this a film.
This show was firmly one of the products of the Bob Chapek era.
Yes.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video. First Fix.
Skip this.
Why I think we've got some half-decent stuff coming up soon. All that kind of stuff. That ending combined with the fact that they've got a new philosophy of how to do this.
Oh, you see how they're teasing Mephisto? I don't recognize this because I've seen this show, obviously. I did not recognize the picture he uses here. I don't think he recognizes it either. But you see Faust there. Faust, right? And Faust has been known to make deals too with the souls, right? Faustine deal, the Faustine thing, right? So I think that was a hint that was definitely an Easter egg towards probably Mephisto. Because there is not like a Felix, there's not like a Faustine or a Felix Faust character in Marvel. I don't think so. I just know Felix Faust is in DC, and Felix Faust is actually based on Faustine, isn't he? Who's he based upon? I know he's based upon somebody. Faustine, right? Faustine Bargain, not Barger. Yeah. So Mephisto is Bob's hairline kills me. So Mephisto is basically, it's me. It's a right. That's what Mephisto is. Faustine, as you see here, right? What you see here, and Felix Faust is kind of from DC, plays onto that. So that's what Mephisto is from Marvel. Is it a being, Faust, though? Is Faust a being, too? Yeah. Faust is actually a human wizard, yeah. Yeah, it was an actual person who made a deal. Yeah. Yeah. So Felix Faust is Faust. Okay. Made a deal, become Felix Faust. And Mephisto basically is a deal. It's not Faustine or Faust, but Mephisto. But making a deal with Mephisto is making a Faustine deal. So that I did not see that in the smooth show. I mean, I probably see this in the show, but I did not make the connection with the posters in the back to a Faust deal with Mephisto. Now, once I see it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because you are making a bargain with the devil, or one of the devils, or one of the in one of the supposed Satans. Somebody supposedly Satan, right? Taking the figure of Satan, and now I recognize. Yeah, I mean that was an Easter egg to Mephisto. Faust is an Easter egg to Mephisto because you're making a deal with Mephisto, a Faustin deal, a bargain. Makes perfect sense. And I don't think he picked up on that either. I don't think Campea picked up on it either. I picked it up just now because he's just showing it on the stream on the video. It's interesting.
I didn't like IronHeart. I hope they do an IronHeart season 2.
Do you think? Yeah, I know. I corrected myself. Because no, making a deal with Mephisto is making a Faustine bargain. Faustine bargain, right? That's what it is, and that's based off the TV character Faust or whatever. The scholar makes so the story of Faust revolves around a scholar who driven by dissatisfaction and thirst for knowledge and worldly pleasures makes a pact with the devil Mephistopheles, and Mephistopheles is Mephisto, supposedly Mephisto. So once you see that poster in the back, yeah, that's an Easter egg for Mephisto. One of the devils. You see? One of the devils. He's not the devil. One of the devils. But Bob Tracker didn't make a move without explicit consent from Bob Iger. Bob Iger created an entirely new executive chair for himself on the board of directors when he accepted him. Chapek was his body man. Chapek was his lackey, right? His lackey.
And it feels weird to say that. All the complaints I have about IronHeart, all the things that I think did not work, but understanding the nature of the show, when it was actually made 3 years ago, and how they ended it, it makes me go, I bet they can do a season 2 much better. I bet today they could do a season 2 much better. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't think anybody watched this show. I think
they're not going to do a season 2, man. I don't think they're going to do a season 2. I mean, this show probably could benefit. Probably needs a season 2. The problem is, I don't think a lot of people watch the show. And yeah, the Faust comic. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't read that, but I don't know. This probably might need a season 2 because I don't know how Riri Williams with the deal she made and the Natalie, how that fits in if she's in the Avengers movies or suppose a Champions movie or show. Don't know. I don't want if there's a rumored Champions show. I don't want fucking Mephisto to be like a very important role in that show. Mephisto is too important, too big of a character to be reduced to kids' plaything, man. Young adults or teenagers plaything, man. Mephisto after this show should graduate to the adults, man. To the adults. You know what WCW made fun of WWE is, WCW had this line. This is where the big boys play, right? Right? Remember that line? Big boys. This is where big boys play. Well, Mephisto's supposed to graduate to the big boys of the MCU. Not to the TV side, not to the little boys and girls MCU. That sounds so bad. But I mean teenagers and young adults. I mean he's to graduate to more of the Doctor Stranges, the Moon Knights, the Blades. I don't know. Even Spider-Man, Punisher, Daredevil, whatever. I'm just talking about more adult-oriented characters. He's a graduate. He should be caught up from the minors. Okay? Caught up from the minors. I don't want Mephisto to be reduced to the fucking champions or Young Avengers villain or anything like that. I'd be disappointed. I would not be happy with that. I think it'd be a terrible direction Marvel to go in. It's too important for that. Too important for that. If they end up doing that, my hope for Ghost Rider, it's dwindling, man. But I do think the introduction of Ghost Rider is a step. No, the introduction of Mephisto is a step closer to Ghost Rider making an MCU debut, getting an MCU debut at some point. It's fine to see Ghost Rider in MCU. Now, what I mean is step. If you look at a staircase, just one step closer. Okay, just take it one step closer. Once we get Ghost Rider in MCU, which will happen, I believe will happen, that's when we know to reach the top of the staircase. Okay? So we took one step. I believe Mephisto's introduction takes one step to Ghost Rider, but you're still stuck on that step until there's enough evidence to point towards Ghost Rider.
When we get the ratings numbers, we're going to find out it was even lower than Daredevil.
Ratings are not going to do good. I agree. The ratings are not going to do good for this show. I agree.
But I am sitting here today as somebody who did not like the show, as somebody who I hope they do a sequel to this, because I thought they killed that ending. Anyway, you had a chance to watch it.
Okay.
What are now your
here? Mephisto should be around, kid. Great. Here, Degrassi. Here's your favorite reviewer of all time. Mama Byron Burnett, Drunk Bob.
Your overall thoughts of IronHeart?
I agree with you about the ending. It was unexpected and it was really well done.
Do they ever have different opinions? I don't know. Do they ever have different opinions? Drunk Bob in John Campea, or if they have the same opinions, if they have different opinions, Campea doesn't pay Robert.
And the show led up to that.
Yeah.
My biggest criticism was that I don't think the story that the first 5 episodes were telling was the best way to lead into that conclusion.
Completely agree.
In the sense that you could have had if you knew that you were going to have an ending. First of all, you're making a lot of commentary on sort of race relations in America, the fact that people have to do certain things because of their economic status. Are you the Sopranos or are you Ocean's 11? That's a really interesting and they did all this stuff that they were putting in there. So there was a lot of really
Look. Okay. I watched the show. Okay, yes. The show Riri Williams is mainly black. And she does live in a black neighborhood. That's true. Right? She's black. Obviously, she does live in a black neighborhood, but there wasn't really anything about race relations in the show. They didn't really dig into that. Yeah, she needed money, and yeah, she joined up a gang. I mean, maybe that doesn't look bad. He looks at my diagram. I'm sorry. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe that looks bad. But that wasn't really a heavy focus in the show. I mean, most of the time, if you're gonna grow up in a certain borough of a city. If you grew up most likely African American and black, you're probably gonna grow up in a black neighborhood. It's true. Like the Golden Girls, right? If you grow up Jewish, you could probably grow up in a Jewish neighborhood. Whatever, you get the idea. But sure, certain neighborhoods, the economics are not the same, obviously. but that wasn't really a focus of the show. First of all, she's a kid. Her mom, it seems like, and the meat kind of woman who works 9 to 5. Just to put food on the table for Riri, and Riri definitely. I don't think definitely like, if she wasn't a genius, she'd probably have a hard time getting to university because I don't think her mom would be able to afford with a 9 to 5 job. Would be able to afford something like MIT. But since she's a genius, she definitely got a scholarship, right? So it's kind of like a free ride, but you have to do the like a scholarship is kind of like a free ride in a sense, but it's not really a free ride, right? You got to uphold. You guys are college. You have to uphold, right? Like a scholarship is not really a free ride. Okay, you gotta they give you all this access to education, dorms, on that, but you gotta live up to your part of the scholarship, right? Yes, but it wasn't really a focus of maybe. It didn't really focus on her being black as much. Yes, Gary and her friend died, but it seems like a drive-by shooting. Cosplay Queen of England with Chris Core. Oh my! You know what? They have this. Yeah, you know what? They do kind of look alike. But the thing is, also, Robert Bob Burnett. He says earlier in the first 5 episodes, they didn't. What was he saying? Let me go back. What he said about the first 5 episodes.
Into that I agree with you about the ending. It was unexpected and it was really well done.
I don't think the ending was unexpected. I suspected Mephisto to be at the ending. Okay, I didn't expect it to be a battle between Mephisto and Riri. Okay, I expected this is Mephisto's game. This is what Mephisto does. He doesn't fight unless he really needs to. He's more of a manipulator, right? A manipulator. All right? To get people to do what he does, You know it's like that? Sauron's kind of like that. That's heroes. Hard times, daddy.
And the show led up to that.
Yeah.
My biggest criticism was that I don't think the story that the first 5 episodes were telling was the best way to lead into that conclusion.
Completely agree.
In the sense that you could have had if you knew that you were going to have an ending. First of all, you're making a lot of commentary on sort of race relations in America, the fact that people have to do certain things because of their economic status. Are you the Sopranos or are you Ocean's 11? That's a really interesting.
Okay. He's wrong about the first 5 episodes. Okay. Riri was still traumatized from the death of Gary, her adopted stepfather, and Natalie, right? Natalie. And the AI version of Natalie is bringing back memories. And the AI version of Natalie didn't have no memories of the real Natalie. The AI version of Natalie really had all the memories of the actual Natalie, living being Natalie, right? And she's obviously. And Riri was still not over that, right? Two. And why that's important, and that's very important to the ending. Why it leads up to the ending, it makes sense. Two. Why the first 5 episodes are very important to the last episodes, because with Parker, you see with the scales on his back, and it looks like a demonic scales, like he's turning into a demon. And you see him talking to no one. But he is talking clearly to somebody, right? And somebody's talking back, like, quietly, right? And I knew it was Mephisto, because I knew about Mephisto being in the show a long-ass time ago. I knew it was Mephisto. But that's very important, because Mephisto is the one kind of manipulating him. Okay? And some things are not going in Parker's way. It drives more badness. So those 2 things, all in the first 5 episodes, all lead up to the final episode, and why Riri and Mephisto had tea together, or coffee together. Well, Mephisto had coffee together. Okay.
And they did all this stuff that they were putting in there. So there was a lot of really interesting, I thought, commentary buried in that show. But if at the end, I love stories about science and faith, and there was certainly that's going on when you are combining science and mysticism in a character and going toward that direction. To ask questions of morality and of should you or shouldn't you do this, the fact what she did with her AI, her friend, and creating the AI and doing, I think that there was a much more, they had all these interesting ideas that could have been put together in a story that had more to say about these ideas than what we got, because it felt like the final episode made everything else. I wanted the rest of it to be just as interesting, and because it was an unexpected turn with the character, because the character makes a pretty big moral decision. I mean, she's dealing with grappling, and she's basically gone down a very literally a dark path that you would not expect.
Particularly an MCU hero.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And I'm like, I wish the show led up to that, because it would have been shocking. It could have been it was still shocking, but it didn't pack the wallop.
Hey. Sometimes a twist is good. It's good. When you're not expecting something, it's good, okay? I think sometimes in films and movies, when things are leading up to this, and it's the obvious. I think the obvious is sometimes. I think because TV shows and movies you can spot the obvious most of the time, right? Most of the time. Look at Jurassic World. We knew the guy at the beginning who was funding the expedition to get the spoilers to get whatever it's called from the dinosaurs for heart disease cure. We knew that guy who was funding the expedition was going to turn the villain. We knew that. MCU makes bad decisions. I mean, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner made Ultron, and Bruce Banner was cresting Tony Stark for that. But with Ultron, and now look, we got Ultron, who wanted to genocide the whole fucking world. But the thing is, some movies and TV shows make it so obvious at times what things are going to happen. I do like the twist at the end where she decides to take Mephisto's deal. Okay?
And you know what? I liked a lot of the cast. I thought the show was really proficient. And I just thought, again, the writing, like you're saying, it's always the writing. But this show was missed potential that was saved by really a terrific climax. At least an unexpected climax that took the show into a whole different realm. And I wish it could have been more than it was.
By the way, I want to throw this in here. You were just kind of talking about the cast. Let's bring this up. The girl who played Natalie, Lyric Ross, who I believe was in This Is Us. I think she's the same girl who was in This Is Us. I really got to say why I thought I have no complaints about any of the cast, to be honest with you.
Right.
Thought the woman who played, they all played the dialogue they were given, right?
Yeah.
But I do got to say I was particularly impressed with Lyric Ross as Natalie. I think.
Here's the thing. Sometimes an actor could take bad dialogue, and make it convincing, right? Make it convincing. And make it think the dialogue is actually good, the words you're saying is actually good. There's some actors that could do that.
I think she was kind of the stand, and I look forward to seeing more. And of course, the guy who played Parker, and I thought he was great. Again, I really have no complaints about any of the cast. I did think some of the tie-ins with Doctor Strange and having the girl being from that there was a dropout of Kamar-Taj.
Right.
I like that. The fact that she instantly recognized what it was Riri had in her pocket, and so therefore opened up the dimensional door, took him. I thought that was all pretty clever.
Yeah.
And dropping Doctor Strange's name. Did you see the post-credit scene, by the way?
Yes.
I didn't until this morning. I saw somebody mention it, so then I went back and watched it. That opens the door for some possibilities.
Yeah, it's funny with the Marvel shows, and the credits are so long that I always scan. I'm like, I gotta look. I always scan through. So I did see that.
Yeah, so I thought the post-credit scene was pretty good. Maybe they can set up a Parker redemption kind of thing, because I can.
Oh, I didn't see the post-credit scene. Shit, I missed it. But yeah, Parker's, I don't know, you want the Hood to be redeemed? I mean, like, the Hood is a villain, and FU tends to has this fascination to make some villains, like, good guys for a reason, for good guys, turn into good guys. I mean, look, I watched Thunderbolts. Ghost is part of the new Avengers. Ghost in the comics is a pure, simple villain, bad guy. Okay, and the guy too. Like, do we need to do that with every villain? Like, do we need to do that with villains? I mean, do we need Parker to be redeemed? The Hood to be redeemed? I mean, come on, look at Ghost, for example. Ghost is... I didn't think Ghost was coming back to the MCU, period. After Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, I didn't think Ghost was coming back, period. I thought Ghost was done in the MCU. But they bring her back to Thunderbolts, and that's cool and all, but Ghost is not really a Thunderbolts or New Avengers character in the comics. Like, it's weird. It's strange. I mean, I know they totally changed Ghost from the MCU version to the comics version. Okay? Like, okay? We don't need to do that for every character. I mean, we've done it for Loki, whatever.
Parker, at the end of the day, Hood, Parker, he's a dude who got really screwed over. Of course he turned out the way he did. Yeah. And maybe didn't set up some kind of a redemption. I don't know. I do like the little girl witch. I like her a lot. I think she's fun.
Selma.
I think
that's why the show has
Selma. I'm kidding.
The show, to me, had lots of potential.
It has the building blocks that you can make something really good out of it, right? And that's why, while I acknowledge it's weird to say that I really didn't like the show overall, I think there's a lot of potential for season 2 if they do it better. If they do it right, I think you could have something really interesting and really fun. And I really do hope they keep Alden Ehrenreich's character around. Because I at the end of the day, is like, yeah, sorry, he's beating up Riri. He's like, sorry. I didn't like the whole thing about, I'm going to knee you in the balls, that'll turn off your system.
Blinded Soul's
Why on earth
Xbox?
would you think that? Why would kneeing him in the balls turn?
Let me ask Blinded.
Turn off his system. And
have you ever been eating the balls?
Yeah, it's turned off my system for sure. But
more Star Trek jokes too. Come on.
But and that's the thing I gotta say. I'm watching the show, and like all the Star Trek references come up, and I'm like, I remember thinking to myself, even if Rob is hating this, I bet he's smiling right now.
And they were not bad. Sometimes
they were not bad.
Sometimes they're grading Trek reference to be grading, but those were not bad.
Like the one on the coffee is just James Tiberius.
Yeah.
They didn't even say Kirk on it; just said James Tiberius,
which I loved.
Rob would appreciate that. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's kind of overall thoughts on IronHeart.
Right,
I think
I'm done with this. All right, guys. This is a shorter detractor stream today, but it was a good detractor stream. It was good. Not better than the one I did with on Grace. The Grace one last week was horrible. It was bad. This one's better. Not better than doing Jester Bell. Jester Bell, that's a different level. And the Grace one a couple weeks ago was great too. But this was a good solid show. Better than definitely than last week. All right, so let me pull up something, guys. schedule for this week. Let me tell you guys, because it's a packed schedule. Okay. And then I'll finish this. I'll officially close this down. End the stream. Okay. Don't disrespect Queen of Grace. I'm not 56K. But you came at the end, 56K. It's good to see you. I'll be back Tuesday. So schedule, my upcoming schedule. Detract Wendy. And you know what? That's not a bad idea. That Wendy will make me mad. Wendy will make me mad. All right. So yeah, Sunday we just did that. Monday, no stream tomorrow. Okay. But there'll probably be a video. I might make a video of tonight, actually, on something. I might make a video after this. Tuesday, there's going to be a stream. Okay. It's not going to be, it might be, I don't know what's going to be. It might be Superman related or not. I'm trying to avoid Superman stuff until Thursday. But if there's something about Superman, I'll talk about it. Okay. Wednesday, there will be a stream. Oh, you've been listening for 6K. Good. I'm happy. Wednesday, there will be a stream. Thursday, there's going to be, I'm streaming tomorrow, Red. There's not enough channel. You know what channel I'm talking about. Thursday, there'll be a stream at night, and there will be my Superman review. Will be a video, non-spoilers. Oh, wait, on Wednesday. Okay, on Wednesday. I forgot. There's going to be a stream on Wednesday, but also there's going to be a video on the comic books I buy for that week, specifically the Fantastic Four prequel comic, okay? So I'll buy the Fantastic Four prequel comic, and I'll talk about it on Wednesday on the comic book call, and there'll be streaming there. And also on Thursday, Superman review. That's a video, non-spoilers, and I also stream that night. Okay, that won't be Superman spoilers that night. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I really don't know Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I don't know what streams I'm gonna talk about. Probably one of them will be Superman, but. Guys, just to let you know, if any of you come on my stream and you see it early, do your best not to spoil anything for me, because I'll be a little angry if you guys do, right? So between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Thursday I'll be seeing it, so spoiling for me won't be an issue. It's just for others. But so Tuesday, my best between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Don't spoil anything with Superman if you've seen it early, okay? Friday, there's going to be a Let's Talk Pop episode 120. Saturday will be the Superman spoiler review. So we'll do the spoilers on next Saturday. And Sunday will be the Detracts stream. And once again, videos. I can't start at 2, man, because I eat dinner before I stream. Okay. So it's Sunday will be detracting. So once again, no stream tomorrow, but okay. Tuesday there will be a stream at night. Wednesday, there will be a stream at night. Thursday, Superman's non-spoiler review video, and also streaming at night. Friday, Let's Talk Pop episode 120. That will be a stream, of course. Saturday will be the Superman spoiler stream. Sunday will be another AWO Detract episode 6. We'll probably next week Detract a Superman review on somebody who didn't like it. Probably we're not gonna detract somebody who liked the movie, right? We like the movie, obviously. We're going to attract somebody who didn't like the movie, right? All right. And videos and shorts will be uploaded randomly. But Wednesday, there will be a video on the comics I buy that week, okay? That you all know. All right. So just be lookout for videos and shorts randomly. And then streams are always going to be, I'll think of something for Tuesday. All right. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Take care, guys.